This is a real good one. Starsky and Hutch theme song versus Miami Vice theme song. Which one captured the clothing better? Like, you see the clothing for the theme song. Which one caught it? You remember Starsky and Hutch changed their theme song. They had the original one, then they went with the Tom Scott one with the sax, which had more of a street flair. And when you get to the Huggy Bear and the Threads, so obviously with David Saul and Paul Michael Glazier, the drip meant something. Then you got to look at Jan Hammer's Miami Vice theme song with Philip Michael Thomas and Don Johnson with the floral, with the way they were dressed in Miami. So which one did the song capture the drip and what? That's an interesting question because the Starsky and Hutch one with the leather jackets and the styling and the threads had a more groove, which, I thought was more cool. I thought that vibe, but that funky vibe was definitely on point. You know, Obviously, when the show got popular, they went with a more raw groove, which made sense because that's what 70s theme songs were like. I mean, everybody was getting into the funk, getting into the groove. Nobody wanted to be left out. And it worked. It wasn't corny. It actually worked. So it was like, yeah, you better have a funky groove and you're presenting this with style. But the clothes played a big part too, because when you looked at the way the show started, the drip it had to complement. You wanted your drip to match what you were putting down. So if your show was gonna be funky, especially when you had a name like Starsky and Hutch, because Hutch, you thinking Hutch has a funky name. So it's like we gotta have something that complements with the threads too. So that was very important that they covered that. And so that led to that. And then you think about the music and you think about how it all played out. So 'cause sometimes I walk down the street and I will listen to the Starsky and Hutch theme song because I like the groove of it. But the funny thing is, unless I watched the show, then the theme song didn't make a difference when I watched it. How it did the interlude with the clothing? Whereas in Miami Vice too, Jan Hammer, who had that sound, it's like around that time with Harold Faltermeyer, had that synthesizer cadence and that groove. Jan Hammer's Miami Vice with everything comes along in Miami. It almost feels like it's in LA. Ironically, that's what Starsky and Hutch was, but the tone, the vibe complemented the way Crockett and Tubbs was dressed, the decked out with the white slack, the jackets, the whole nine. So it was something that was definitely stylistic and it was definitely something that, had a flair to it. So um definitely like the way it hit. Definitely like the way it hit. Definitely thought it loaned itself to a certain thing. So when you watched it, you listen to the song, it's like boom, 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 the mechanics of it. So they both, it's interesting how you go into one decade to another because it's like 7, 8 years later, but the music and the stylings and the arrangements, everything had changed, you know. So that's where you are with it. And so then it loans itself to a different vibe and it just jumps off from there. And that's how I look at it. But um, they both captured that with the drip, the clothing, with the music. Because again, the theme song going with the setting up on the scene, people do take that consideration. It's like, okay, how do you capture that into themes? Because it's head to toe. No matter what nobody says, is how you're gonna come out to it. So I think that was one. But anyway, Starsky and Hutch versus Miami Vice, the theme song and the clothing, when you saw the drip and the visuals, did they all connect? Which one connected better to you? That's an interesting question because we do look at shows and the themes and how we're looking at the character from head to toe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another and share if you like and hit that membership because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.